Welcome Sim fans, Racing393 here again for part 2 of my GTR experience. We're going to do GTR Evolution, which is again a Simbin game. It came out in September 1st, 2008, so 9 years ago. It is an improvement over GTR 2. I said in my last video I wasn't sure about the graphics. I'm still not 100% committed. There's definitely improvements. Definitely. The POV is definitely an improvement. You can get to a more realistic positioning for the car. Yeah, the sound's its normal top quality sound. Track detailing is, how can I say, it seems plain but it's more detailed. That's a really odd combination. What it is the background and the surroundings of the track is far more detailed. The level of detail bias I've got right up. You'll notice, because I've already done the race, you'll notice that some of the corners tend to stutter. I don't know whether, obviously turning the level of detail down a little bit on the distance or draw distance would be an option, but you know, me being me, I like to run things flat out. Both games, I've been asked a question actually on my channel. Do I run these on Windows 10? Yes, I do. They're both running on Windows 10. I'm just trying to think if there was any patches. I can't. This was just a straight download. I'm trying to think now. I know that one of them. I know GTR needed a patch or something. GTR 2 was okay, and this one was okay. The graphics have completely maxed out. I was running 25 opponents then. You could run more. It seemed to be okay. So yeah, Windows 10, it runs it fine. I've got an Nvidia. Well, it's not an Nvidia. I should say it's a, because they're the drivers, a GeForce GTX 1070. If it's stuttering on that, then there's obviously it's not so much that the PC's not good enough. It's more of a compatibility process with the old game running through Windows 10 on the new graphics drivers. I can only put it down to that. The game itself, again, it runs through, so I've got it on here, it's still transferring stuff over. It's the WTCC game, which includes GTR Evolution, Race 07. I'm looking at it now, has it got this thing on there? Yeah, the GTR Evolution adds GT cars and their production variants to Race 07. It's available as a standalone game, including Race 07, and as an add-on pack for those who already have Race 07. I can't remember what I had now. I know I've got Race 07. I can't remember. Well, I think I just, it's so cheap, I downloaded it again anyway. So I've got the disc. There was something with the disc, because obviously there's some compatibility things, and I've got of all these games, I've got the originals, all these old Simbin games, but they didn't work. They didn't load properly. There was an exe. That's it. On the GTR, the original, there was an exe file error. It wouldn't read it or see it, even though it was there, and you had to do something to that file for it to read it. And it even did that on the Steam download, because you go into the Steam forums, there's a lot of uproar of people that are saying, well, you're selling a game to everybody, this is like now, and it don't work. So it's not, who do you blame that on? You know, Simbin, you can't really blame Simbin, it's an old game. I suppose you could blame Steam, because they're selling you something that isn't compatible. Well, it is compatible, but you need to fiddle around with it, so not ideal. But this runs fine, as you'll see on the video. The car does a little bit more feedback. The wheel feedback I think is very good. You can feel the bumps, the curbs, and you can feel like the forces when the car wants to perhaps swap ends. But it's a very, I mean, I've got my force feedback turned down quite a bit because I don't want it rattling my brain. And I'm just going to look at what was my setting? My DOR on the other games was 560. I had to put it down to 540 on this one. It just felt lazier on the wheel. I felt it needed a bit more turn in. So that was that. Apart from that, it was a very good race. It was only 8 laps, so not a huge amount of time. So again, I hope you enjoy it. Just I've got a microphone.
Hello.
So I'll hold on to it for a minute. So again, I hope you enjoy that one. GTR Evolution, running through Windows 10. An 8-lap race around Imola 2008. I'd just like to say there was a few changes to the track. The last little chicane just before the pits has now gone. So when you come round Rivazza, which is the downhill left-hander, you go straight onto the main straight rather than sort of towards the pits and another little chicane, which was Variante Bassa. But that little straight bit is still called Variante Bassa. What else was on there? Yeah, I've got some names wrong last time. So if we go down the main straight, you've got Tamburello, but the new chicane bit they've put in, I think it's called Gallardo or Granda. There is a name for it. I can't remember that one. I'm no good at names. I shouldn't be teaching you about names and corners because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So we've got that one. Then we've got Villeneuve, which is the end of the around the Tamburello, then the sort of the straighty bit under the bridge. That's Villeneuve, and then you got Tosa. Then you go up the hill. The next left is called Rivazza. It's like a double apex left-hander. It's like a blind left. Goes down the hill. I'm sort of driving it in my head. And then you've got the first chicane, which was Acqua Minerale. So that's the one that's got the double right-hander. Acqua Minerale, that one's called. Up to the chicane, which they've changed. And the first GTR2, the chicane, you could sort of bounce over the curbs. You can no way do it in this one. They've changed the profile. That's Variante Alta. You come out of there, down past Rivazza, past the straight, Variante Bassa, onto the main straight. So yeah, I do know it. This is when I'm driving. I just talk shit, and I don't know what I'm doing. I need to somehow get better. You know, I talk and drive for a living. On games, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just don't concentrate enough, I think. So, anyway, there's a little tour of the track. Enjoy the race, and I'll see you on the next capture. Have a good day.
Good morning, Sim fans. Racing 393 here for part 2 of my GTR experience. We're going to do GTR Evolution. Which is the predecessor of what I did the video last time, which was GTR 2. It's a slight improvement. It seems the graphics, although I said the graphics seem to be more detailed in the GTR 2, having sort of played this momentarily, it's the graphics are better. However, it doesn't run as smooth. I mean, I've got exactly the same graphic settings as I did before, It's got a lot more. The level of detail bias is far greater. You'll see there's quite a lot of pop-up in GTR 2. I could turn that down. To be honest with you, I could turn. Sorry, I'm just reading something. I could get this. Sorry, this is. I could turn the level down, level of detail down. I've got it up at max, which isn't. You know, it's not a problem, but I like running things flat out because I want to have, you know, this game again. I'm just trying to look at perhaps when it was released. GTR Evolution. I'm just looking at it now. I've got the box here in front of me. So September 2008. So GTR 2 was October 2006. We've now gone forward 2 years. The track configuration has slightly changed. I'm still on Imola. I'm still in the G. They've got various GT classes, and I'm in the GT2 class. They haven't got quite as. I suppose they have mixed up a little bit. You've got like GT2R and GT2, and cars which are not classified under the sort of the Grand Touring. And as you can see there as well, I've qualified 22nd. Now I can't remember the last time I played this game with the AI. All the settings in the game are exactly the same as they are in GT2 when I was playing it. Thinking about it, GT2, I might have said that the AI setting was at 90 something percent. In fact, it defaults at 100. You can't go lower, you can go higher. So I can't go any lower than 100%. This one, however, I've got down to 97%. I'm just doing it as a normal run-of-the-mill setting as I do on most of my games. I find 100% is a little bit too much for me. And as you can see, I've qualified 22nd. It's an 8-lap race. Again, I'm using my stick shift. However, this time I've got sequential. So I was umming and ahhing whether to do flappy paddles or the sequential. So I sometimes flip between the two. Something about me and the sequential of the Fanatic. I don't know. I might need to think about that. I'm just wondering whether you can adjust the throw of the Fanatic gear lever, because it seems like you've got to pull it too hard, not too hard, too much. I'd like a shorter throw, but anyhow, we're going to have a go at this. So 8 laps. I'll try and point out some new detailing on the track as opposed to GTR 2 if I get a time. It's only 8 laps, so it shouldn't be too long. You can see this bit's slightly improved. It's a bit smoother. It's got a higher resolution. You've actually got like an overlay now telling you who's where, which I think is quite neat. So we'll let this run like the other game. The cars are a much higher resolution, tracks are higher resolution, and the detailing in the background is a lot clearer. I like the fact that they must have had Eurosport sponsoring them, amongst other things. I'm way down at the back. I've got this car, it might have gone past it now, I might have missed it, but it's sort of got my checkered oh, there it is on the left. Like little checkered oval racing detailing. Like that. Right, so there's that. That's all good. Are we going? I wasn't quite ready for that. I thought it was a rolling lap. So I'm just taking it easy. I don't know how the AI reacts. The track has changed somewhat, mind. AI does seem a little bit erratic, must admit. You see that in the distance you've got like the mountains, which you didn't have in the second game, GTR 2. So that's a lot more detailing. Right. It's a bit less. It is slightly smoother. This chicane's completely changed. You can't just bounce over them curves. You'll get a corner cut warning. Locked up then. And I got hit, damn it. And then here, you go down the main straight from the Rivazza. That wasn't a particularly grand job by me there, by managing to spin. This Corvette brush is hard to drop, I must admit. It's got a very low torque for that engine, but the Ferrari is more revvy, so you have to change gear a lot earlier. There's the mountains in the background. There's a neat feature. You see the game doesn't run quite as smooth. A bit stuttery on the corners. So, another neat feature you can see there on the screen, change screen, the dirt build up. And an added bonus is lights and, I'll show you in a minute once I control the bloody car. 22nd at the moment, hang on, right, so get some sort of pace. Right, so if I push this button here, you have wipers, and it wipes the screen. That is well neat, I do like that. I'm trying to catch these up. Right there, leaving off. So the AI is probably about right for me, to be honest. The car does handle better, it's not as floaty. So that's a good sign. It is harder with the old sequential. So slowly catch the guy in front. So that chicane has changed the dynamics of that part of the track. I used to gain on here a little bit. Downhill left again. A bit more detailing on the building, on the right hand side. And slowly gaining on the guy in front now. We could go for a pass, but this next corner is really, really hard. I think it's slightly tighter. It might have changed it, I don't know for sure. And it's not a scanned version. Another sort of good thing, I suppose, is the grass is actually growing. Not as in it's growing throughout the race, but I mean it's not just flat. Very easy to forget to shift early. I can stay with them, it's hard to get past them. Made a little bit of a mistake there. Come on. No, there's no room there, there's no way I can get past there. Good gear shifts now. I know he's still there, he's still got the legs on my straight on this car. It's going to be a bit risky. Just made that. That was a bit right on the edge. Here we go again. Beamer in front of me now. It's a nice effect down the distance. You've got like the sky and the mountains. The track is probably, to be fair, it is a better effort, I must admit. Tricky chicane again. Really slow through there. Lap times are a bit less than what the other game was, I think. A downhill went into Rivazza. This is such a hard corner. Right, nice drive. Wide. So pulled away from him, so I'm losing the slipstream here. I don't think I'm going to be able to do an outbraking manoeuvre here somehow. again. I lost a bit of time there. Nearly overshot that then. It's close. So good AI, you can see it's fighting you. He's gone a bit wide. No, we still can't get past this BMW. Got a good drive out there then. Come on. Come on, C6. No. Wide. Got past him. Good car. Good handling. Not a bad driver. Nope. It is hard. Right, lap 6. Not too bad, I suppose. I don't think I'm going to catch the guys in front. So, 2 more laps. So here we are, starting the last lap. As you can see, not much ground was made. We'll see if we can get closer to them though. That going off first time. Good force feedback. You can sort of feel when the car gets light at the back, like it's done a few times. That's quite a good transition. It's a nice feel on the curve, I must admit. When I can change gear. It's stuttery around that corner, always has been. All race. So we're gaining. It's running out of time now though. So we can get past the Markovs. Only going to get one chance. Got the inside, but it's not good. Nope. And that was it. Another lap maybe. Nearly.
You haven't scored any points.
No, I haven't scored any points. But that was jolly good fun. Yeah. So is that an improvement over GTR 2? Sure is. Maybe, you know, I might, for future sort of reference, I might put the level of detail down a little bit. I'm sure not seeing the mountains in the Italian Riviera, whatever it's called, really matters. But it is neat. The fact is you can see beyond the track, makes the track come to life, if that makes sense, and adds to the immersion. You can see here what I've done, so we can go to the sectors. I like doing this. This is just for me to compare. So the majority of the cars were quicker than me there, but then my sector 2, quite impressed with that one. I won 19. It's quicker than the majority of those around me. Yeah, so it's my first sector which I was losing out. So I go back. And I finished, as you can see, 20th. So I made up 2 places. Not too bad. So overall, that's very good. I think the next one we'll do, we might do another one of them actually. That was really enjoyable. I didn't realise it was that good. I mean, when you compare that to even some of the games that you're playing now, modern games, that is better. It's actually got some substance to it. Things like, it feels like you're in a GT race. It's got a bit more atmosphere. Race Room is pretty close. Rather than go back to this one, what I'll do what I've planned. Part 1 was GTR 2. Part 2 was GTR Evolution. Part 3 will be Race Room. I'll try to use similar cars on a similar track. On Race Room, clearly they're going to be laser scanned. Just other things worthy of noting. This game, again, September 1st, 2008. So 9 years ago. And you certainly can't tell me that that was a 9-year-old game. I could show you a 9-year-old game and it looks shit. Yet this kind of would, you know, do well in more modern stuff. If you told me this came out a couple of years ago, I'd believe you. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. That was a bit of a quicker video to let you know and show you what GTR Evolution is all about. And I'll see you again on the next video. Thanks for watching.